Hello and welcome to Tank Evans' part 2 of my thoughts and opinions on last night's WWE Raw. Take a look. Orton versus Mason Ryan. It was a nice little segment. I was wrong. Mason Ryan did lose, but I still think Nexus are going to be involved at WrestleMania. I definitely do not think CM Punk is going to be out there on his own. As for the match on Raw, highly entertaining. Orton always delivers when he's out there. He never fails to entertain, so I think it could have went on a little bit longer, but definitely like the end. I like the story that Orton has taken out all of the Nexus. That's a bit weird that he gets it done so fast, like in a few weeks, and John Cena spent the best part of a year trying. But I did mention as well in my last video that Nexus have went down. They've dropped a huge deal with their power, so I think that might be to do with that. But yeah, the segment on Raw, the match, great. It was fantastic. I guess we'll just see what the next couple of weeks brings, and how they deal with Nexus at WrestleMania being there. Okay, moving on to Trish versus Vicky. Um, what you would expect, really, from that sort of scenario. Obviously, when everyone else got involved, I kind of like that. I kind of like that everyone got involved. The right people got involved, I believe. Um, I did think Vicky was gonna win, but I wasn't sure how, because obviously I don't believe Vicky will ever get fired properly. I don't think she'll be off TV for a great deal of time. Um, as for the match that's just been made for WrestleMania, I don't know how Legend Thriller 92 feels about this, but I hate celebrities at WrestleMania. They don't do it for me. Why do they deserve to be there? Like Floyd. I mean, in matches like Floyd Money Mayweather and that, and now this chick Snooki or whatever. I don't think it works. I think um yeah, it's overrated. Why should a celebrity be in a wrestling capacity at WrestleMania? They should leave that to the superstars. That would have been a great match without her there, you know? Could have been a good handicap match. As for John Morrison being in this type of match, I think that's a huge step down. They're underusing him a lot. I was expecting a lot more from John Morrison at WrestleMania, but I guess that's just the way the writing's going at the minute. Maybe we'll post WrestleMania we'll see a lot more out of him, but I just sense um some backstage politicking at the minute with the writing and stuff, as Legend Dylan92 says. Um, not much more to say about that segment. It was a nice segment. I enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed that more than the Michael Cole segment, and that's rare for me to say on the Divas actually. Okay, moving into the main event, Del Rio versus Cena once again. Del Rio was on Raw. He's on SmackDown and Raw all the time. I don't know why. Um, the match was going alright, I must admit, but again, it was shortened by Brodus Clay's interference. Um, the beatdown was kind of unnecessary from Alberto Del Rio and Brodus Clay, because they've had no business with John Cena in the past. Um, the Miz coming out as The Rock, I did like it. I think it catered for the younger kids well. For the adults, not so much. I don't think any adult would have believed it that much, especially with The Rock being there beforehand and stuff. Um, it looked the part. The beatdown was really good. The beatdowns are getting more and more vicious, noticeable each week. Um, yeah, I think, as I said earlier, I think in the writing, Cena should focus on the Miz now after all these beatdowns and stuff. Um, yeah, it was a good way to end Raw. I mean, Raw's ended on a negative note for the past few weeks now, so I think next week Miz will get his comeuppance. Yeah, I think so. Um, Michael Cole, I think he usually gets comeuppance. I think, well, maybe not so much next week. Well, for one, definitely at WrestleMania, and he did get it last week as well with the Stone Cold signing contract segment. But yeah, also as well, there's been speculation. Just going back to the Michael Cole Jerry Lawler thing, there's been speculation already within 24 hours that it's now going to change to Michael Cole and Jack Swagger versus Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler at WrestleMania. Just put everyone's minds at ease. I don't see that happening. Absolutely, honestly, it's Jerry Lawler. They've built it up for the last couple of months for Jerry Lawler's purpose of being there at WrestleMania. This was just a segment on to help the hype and it involved JR. So I don't know if that burst anyone's bubble, but I really it's honestly still going to be Michael Cole versus Jerry the King Lawler. Um, okay. Um, yeah. So to rate Raw out of 10 overall, I give it about a 7 because the last few weeks on Raw, I think have been better, and we can only hope that the next couple of weeks on Raw are either going to improve, um, or just involve a lot more hype, a lot more action, a lot more entertainment, and maybe one or two of those surprises Vince has in store for the WWE Universe. Yeah, those are my thoughts and opinions on last night's Raw, just the 14th of March. So until then.